Welcome to another Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, still in the same t-shirt. I'm doing these all in one evening, doing these all in one bunch, because that's just how the schedule works out. I can't shoot a... It would be nice if when I finish a story, if I could right away shoot a video, but it's just not always, it's almost never possible. I'm usually reading late at night when I'm going to be disturbing sleeping people to be talking like this into a microphone. And I do have lots of other things I have to get done. I usually wait till I have at least 5 or 6 videos to shoot and then just shoot them all in one sitting. So I usually don't even get up off this couch in between them. I'm sitting here just shooting videos. So in this video, I'm going to continue my Ray Bradbury series with number 17 in my bibliography of Ray Bradbury's works, which may or may not be accurate. It's just a short story. It's called The Piper. And I thought I was done with Futuria Fantasia, but as usual, I was wrong. This was in the spring 1940 issue of Futuria Fantasia, which you can find all of the issues, reproductions of all the mimeograph pages. And it is literally just photocopies of the mimeograph pages to recreate this book. So it's the real experience. It's the real cheap-ass mimeograph fanzine that Ray Bradbury produced in 1940. And the whole history of Futuria and Fantasia is in there, all the issues, with all the artwork. It's really cool. It's a cool book if you're a Bradbury completist. And The Piper was in the spring 1940 issue of Futuria Fantasia, but as by Ron Reynolds, pseudonym. In this story, you have a piper who is a tall man, and he's on Mars. And people call him crazy. And he just stands there and stands there outside and plays his music all day on his pipe. Doesn't really say what kind of pipe it is. People say he's from Venus, that he was exiled to Mars. Mars at this point is a dying world. This is going to start sounding familiar to Ray Bradbury fans. Mars at this point is a dying world, and the Martians all live in caves up in the north of Mars, up by the ice caps. The Martians were brilliant, but have devolved and have lost their genius and are almost animal-like. The Piper's songs are meant to eventually bring mobs of Martians out to kill all the Earthmen that are settling on Mars. Martian Chronicles, anyone? This isn't part of the Martian Chronicles. This actually isn't part of the Martian Chronicles. This seems to be Bradbury's first Martian story that is in the vein of the Martian Chronicles, almost like this is what got him thinking along the lines that eventually led to the stories in the Martian Chronicles. But at this point, it was still kind of early and not fully formed and hadn't gone much of anywhere yet. But it's showing his love of Mars, it's showing his fascination with it, showing his vision of this dying world with a dying race. And it represents a definite change to what we've been reading by Bradbury. Aside from the last couple of stories, most of the stories I've been reading here in these first 17 stories have been just joke stories, just playing around, having fun. He was just a kid who was a fan, and he was making fun of other fans and just, being a total jokester, being a comedian. They weren't serious at all. None of it was supposed to be taken seriously. But here all of a sudden, you're getting this one, and I believe the one before this were serious stories. And this one felt very professional. I feel like Bradbury is growing up and finally becoming a real writer with this story, finally on the threshold of his professional career. This definitely points the way to the Martian Chronicles. It's a well-written, and very dark story. And I think, aside from the fact that we have no reason to believe there have ever been any intelligent Martians, I think this story aged well also. If you take it as a fantasy, it's very readable today. Very readable. You know, the basic point of this story is a call for a revolution against the greed of the Earthmen. I'm giving this one a top tail. I loved it. It's one of the best things I've read all year. I really was blown away by this. Bradbury did revise the story for publication in Thrilling Wonder Stories 3 years later. So a few stories down the line, I'll get to that revision and read it, and I'll do a comparison. But I really think this was good as it was, even though it was a fan effort, even though he wasn't trying to publish this in a professional magazine at this time. It's really a wonderful story. I wish I could have written stuff like this when I was a teenager, but I'm not Ray Bradbury, so there. And that's The Piper by Ray Bradbury, number 17. I don't have in my notes here what comes next. Number 18, I'll move on to that. I think we're moving out of fan work, though, pretty soon, and getting into the work that he actually published in the professional magazines. Not sure if we're quite there yet, but very soon. I feel reading this story, I'm reading the work of someone who could get published, at least in 1940. So that's coming up. If you've ever read The Piper, it's in Futuria Fantasia. I believe it's in another collection I have of Bradbury's early work. So I think it's fairly well available today. So if you've read it and you have thoughts, definitely leave them in the comment section. I want to hear it. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, anything else you know about it that I don't know. Put it in the comment section for all of us to read and enjoy. And otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, come back for all the other Bradbury stories yet to come, and all the other things we do here on Telltale Books.